Okay, so let's get into the conversation. So hi everyone, I am Penny. Okay, if you guys are not following me on my Penny's Tarot, which I do my oracle cards, you should go follow it. It's a place where I talk about my intuitive gifts, and I am a tarot card reader. Okay, so that's what I do on there, and I tell people basically their futures and like what's going on in their life at the current moment, and just some insight from the Holy Spirit. So that's what I do on that channel. Go check it out if you guys haven't followed it. Go right ahead. But for today, I just wanted to talk about just today's generation and just relationships overall. So that's what I want to do. So let's get into the conversation. Growing up, my childhood was crazy. Okay, like if you lived in Regent Park, guys, like like my life was actually very active. Like I was always outside. Like ever since I was like, let me say four to like, I think I moved to Regent Park when I was 4. So like even from the age of 4, we would go outside every day and just like go. If everybody knows from Regent Park, they know like you'll be outside in the community. The community always came through. Like it's like everybody just knew each other. Like my mom even trusted the community. Like I would go out there, we would play all day. There was a gang of us girls that would just go. So I lived in the north side of Regent Park. We would just be outside and we would just go and create activities for ourselves. Like we'd have picnics. We would just do fun things, you know what I mean? And growing up wasn't easy because at the end of the day, like we didn't have money, but we still had happiness, you know what I mean? And I always looked at things differently, more happily and more positive throughout like growing up. Even though I didn't have nothing, like my mom always made sure I had the proper shoes. Like it wasn't like expensive shoes. Like I never had Nikes or none of those things because obviously we couldn't afford it. But my shoes were always fresh and brand new. They weren't like broke down. Like I noticed that like in my neighborhood, Regent Park especially, a lot of kids would have these expensive shoes, right? But a lot of times these kids would have one pair of shoes that would last them for like 10 years because they wanted to fit in the group, right? And it like, or fit like society standards or what they seen on rap videos and da 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 da. I don't know what the cause was that, but I was just happy because I always had clean shoes. My shoes were always fresh. They weren't nothing expensive. They were like Airs and shit like that. And I remember back in the days we used to get bullied for that, having like fake Tims, having like fake Air shoes. Like I would get bullied. But I don't care because at the end of the day my feet were warm. I didn't have to force myself to wear shoes that I know like I couldn't afford, like Jordans or Nikes or none of these things, right? But don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna sit here and be like a hypocrite and be like later on in life I didn't buy myself those shoes. Yes, later on in life I did end up buying myself those shoes because it was like I really wanted them and I was bullied all my life for wearing fake sneakers. So like why would I not want to buy them later on in the future? So I did at a point buy a lot of like brand name shoes, like such as like Nikes and stuff like that. When I could afford it. And I remember the first time I came home crying one day because I couldn't afford those shoes and I got bullied for wearing like fake Tims. But don't mind you, those fake Tims were friggin' nice as hell because they were pink, okay? And they were nice. I like them. But everybody's like, oh, this Tims, and then they would roast me. I'm like, but my shoes are clean, they're nice, and they don't have holes in it. But anyways, that's none of my business. But now looking back, I'm just like, why the heck would kids bully? Like kids were mean, you know? But anyways, I would come home crying because I didn't have these shoes. And my loving mother would be like, okay, like we're gonna go and get you some Nikes. And my mom had money, but like she's like raising 4 or 5 kids, 4 kids, like where you gonna get that money from? So whatever. Foot was always big. Like I wore like a size 10, 11 at like a young age. Like I think I was like in grade 7 or 8, right? I've always had big feet. I have a size 11 feet. And I was always so insecure about my feet because they were big. I was so insecure about my feet. So I wore a size 9 men. And later on, like I had these brand name shoes or whatever, but like it's like I had them for years, and it's like I was willing to sacrifice those years to carry these 2 pairs of shoes until I was like in grade 10, which was friggin' ridiculous, you know. But like she tried her best. She did what she did. She didn't want to see her daughter get bullied no more. But honestly, I look back, I'm like, the only reason why people bullied me was because like they knew I was a pretty kid and like I had everything, like my clothes, everything I needed I got. New clothes, new hair. My hair was always done. It was just my shoes were never brand new. Like, or I had it all. Like everything was always new, you know? But anyways, it was like the poor people mentality, you know, I get it. When you live in the hood, everyone's trying to like meet those standards and trying to show off they're not broke, even though they're full on broke. But you know, you grow up and you realize a lot of things. Like those things never really mattered. It's just like it was like a stigma and like a standard that everyone was trying to hit and meet. But as I'm older now, I start to realize like where all the traumas came from wanting all these brand name and expensive ass stuff. But again, that's just me. Like at the end of the day, I do like those expensive things. I wanted to talk a little bit about like just growing up and going through those things, being bullied. I was bullied for a good minute still. I'm not even gonna sit there and lie about it. I don't even know why I was bullied. A lot of the times I think it was just jealousy, but I was a good kid. Like I was good, but people would always try to want to fight me or challenge me, and I don't know. I think it's about my personality, the light that I carried. I was just always a happy kid, like always fucking happy. I don't know why. It's just like I loved the community I lived in. I loved Regent Park. I loved the fact that I could go to community centers and meet different people. I loved the fact that I could like connect. I loved communication. I loved just people and just hanging out. And there was never a dull moment like with me. And I always loved animals. I always had a pet. Like if you ask anybody like in the neighborhood, they'll be like, Penny always had a pet. Like I don't know, she had a rabbit, she had a hamster, she had everything. Like, you know, like I don't know, but it was fun. And then later on things started to get weird when I guess like in a sense where everybody just they all just moved out. Everybody just left at a point, especially when the revitalization thing happened. Everyone just moved, and so basically I lived in Northside Regent Park and then I moved to Southside Regent Park. And if you understood, like it was just like once you cross that street off of the off of Dundas, yeah, it's Dundas, you cross that street, you're in a whole different neighborhood. So it's just like Northside Regent Park was like the old version, and then the south side was like the newer version of Regent Park back in the day. Now it's all revitalized and gone, but like it's like once you cross that path from north side to south side, like those people are different. Like they were different. Like those kids were like hood kids, like, you know. But north side was more calm. You could go outside. But south side, like that's when the bang bang would happen. Like, you know. I'm so dumb. But anyways, I ended up moving to Southside anyways because it's still the same community. So once I moved there, I got to meet a lot of kids down there, and like it was interesting. For us, we were so gated, especially as a kid. Like leaving from north side to south side felt like you were moving to a whole nother hood. But it's like weird, but it was the same hood. But it was just the fact that it was like different people, you know. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, it was growing up. I was bullied and challenged, but girls would always try to test me. I don't know why. They thought that like I was so nice and happy that I didn't want to fight, but I would fight you. Like I would actually take on challenges, and I think I only lost like maybe 2 fights in Regent Park, and that was by like the big older girls. It would take the bigger older girls to come fight me because they know I'll fight. But yeah, like I don't know. I didn't have a temper, but if people were coming for me, I would come for them. Like, you know. But my mouth was like da, 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 da. But I missed that little girl. Like she was adventurous. Like I didn't even know if I had friends. I don't know if I made friends. I went outside and made friends. If I seen somebody, you're my friend. Like, you know, that's just the way that things were. But as the time went by, that was just my life. Like after leaving Regent Park, going to college, all those things had changed me in a sense where it didn't really change me, but it made me look at life a little bit differently, you know? The people who I thought were important, like the people I grew up in the hood who I thought were important no longer became important to me. Like it was just like a whole shift, you know? For me, let me say one thing. For me growing up, I always found like that one friend to hang out with and I stuck with them. You know, that was just me because I always just liked consistency. I liked having one friend and sticking with them. Like I feel like when I'm with too many people, things start to get wishy-washy, and that's when people want to chatterbox to each other about what this person's doing, you know what I mean? Because I noticed that once you have 3 friends, or this is the thing that happens to me, I always have 3 friends, and then within that there's me and then there's 2 other girls, right? And I've always noticed that, like, there's me, I'm always the oddball, you know, because I always don't like compromise with the group. I'm not trying to be like everybody. Like, I always just drift away because I knew that I was just always different, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I always like to hang out with one person at a time, one friend at a time, because I notice when people are by themselves, they're more authentic. But once another third party joins into the friendship, that's when things start to get wishy-washy and you start to get talked about for being different and for being authentic. And I've always been the same person that I am. I've never changed who I was ever in my life. And it's funny because people would always be like, oh, you changed. I never changed. I was just me and continuing to be me and expanding, and that's what I am. I'm predictable, I'm different, I'm me, like, different. And it's funny because people are usually the ones who've changed, but then they look at you and try to use you and be like, you're changed. But it's I never changed. I never changed. It was them who have changed, and they try to project that on me. But let me save that for another day. As life goes on, I realize that, yeah, I am different. Like, I'm by myself, but that's what gravitates people to me. And they're like, why is this girl so happy by herself? What is she doing? What is this light that she has? And honestly, I don't know where I get it from. As a kid, I just always loved to laugh. My dad and mom just always made me laugh. And, like, it was just like, life was always funny to me. I never ever took life so seriously. Like, even if, like, people do the weirdest thing, like, oh, you're not serious about anything. And the thing is that it's not that I'm not serious about anything. It's like, I look at things differently, especially when it comes to, like, death or, like, people. I always look at death like people don't always just die. You know what I mean? Like, when people pass, I just always knew this as a child. Like, you know, like, when people pass or they die, like, their soul still lingers. Like, they're not fully gone. You know, like, they're with God, but they're still in their energy. They're still in their presence. They are still there. That's what normal people tend to think, that, oh, when they're gone, like, when somebody dies and they're gone forever. No, like, I believe that their spirit still lingers in this world. Like, they're still here with us. They come and support us when we need them, or when we call on them, when we speak to them. Like, I've always had that sensation, you know? So, like, death wasn't always like a scary thing for me. I think seeing a corpse scares me more than the thought of somebody dying. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, the empty body, the empty soul is what scares, not the empty soul, the empty body is what scares me more. Is she fake? And the thing is that I'm not fake, I'm adaptable. There's a difference, you know? And it's just like, people don't understand that, or they choose not to understand that. I'm adaptable in the sense where I know my surroundings, and it's not that I have different personalities. Oh my gosh, I'm giving off Gemini. Well, that's my south node. But no, that's my north node, I think. Yeah. But anyways, it's not that I have different personalities. It's just like, I'm me, and I'm allowed to be me. And I go into different places, and I'm like, I know how to fit in because I know that's another side of me. So I tap into that side of me. Like, you can tap into different energies. So who are you going to be today? I'm going to be Penny today. Or who are you going to be today? I'm going to be younger Sarah today. You know, like, I can tap into those energies because I'm more than one person. Like, I'm not just Sarah. Like, I'm more than one person. I have more personalities in me than you can even imagine. And that's what makes me. I'm unique. I'm authentic. I don't have to be a certain way and stick to that one version of myself. Because if you stick to that one version of yourself, that means that I think you're weird, because that means that you've never even explored the person you are. Like, who's more weird? You for not stepping into your outer self? Like, you have different personalities as a person inside of you. A lot of people just choose to just be the safe zone because they want to keep that one personality and not come off as wishy-washy or fake. But in reality, all of us have different personalities. We have different versions of ourselves that a lot of people are afraid to bring out. And I could probably shock the shit out of you because you don't know who I am. But that's okay. That's for you to find out if you want to get to know me. But if you don't want to get to know me, then don't get to know me, you know? That's what it is. Penny is a girl who likes to go out, have fun. She's ruthless, she's a savage, she's outgoing, she's adaptable, she laughs, she's outgoing. Like, she's like Sarah, but Sarah's more nurturing, Sarah's more heartfelt. She's a giver, she loves, you know, she loves hard, and she's a caregiver, and she's like, she shares. But Penny is just like, she's talkative, she's outgoing, she's sexy, she's smart, she's all of that good stuff, okay? And she's ambitious too. Don't get me wrong, she's ambitious and she gets what she wants. So people project on me, and I've noticed that all my life the reason why people didn't like me was because I always tapped into their insecurities. Always. There's something that they seen in me that just pissed them off, or just, I don't like her. You know what I mean? And it took me 28 years to realize that I had that much effect on people, because I was so like in my own space, in my own world, and like just enjoying me, enjoying life. And I've learned that it took me 28 years to understand that people don't like me because I am a happy person, I'm honest, I'm pure. What you see is what you get. And a lot of people don't understand it, and they don't like it because they're not able to be like that. And I've learned that that's okay, because not everybody is gonna like me, and not everybody's gonna understand me, and people are gonna continue to be insecure, especially females. You know, they're gonna be insecure. Men are gonna be insecure, especially men that can't understand me or tap into me or try to be in a relationship with me. Like, a lot of them are like, there's something that, okay, let's talk about men for a second, okay? For men, the reason I've been in good relationships, don't get me wrong, and my relationships have been strong. Like, I tap into something, okay? Let me tell you, if you know every guy that I've been with, they will tell you how I tapped into their soul, okay? All of them are just like, whoa, like, they love me and I love them too, you know? Like, they end up loving me because you're like, damn, this girl's deeper than she is, like, you know? And then for me, if you lose me, it's a done deal, like, relationship done, like, you know? And like, a lot of them are like, what the hell, I lost her, you know? That was a good soul, because I'm a caregiver, I'm a nurturer. Like, this me, I'm all woman, eh? Like, I am woman. I do everything to nurture my man. Like, if you're my man, they know, or you have been my man, you know. When you're insecure man and you try to come to me, it doesn't work out, because I got powers, okay? That's gonna scare a lot of men, but I do. Like, if you're an insecure man and you try to connect with me in any way, sexually, you know, I make you feel insecure, in the sense where it's just, especially emotionally insecure, because it's like, if you're not coming in with a good right headspace, you're gonna think that I did something to you. I've had niggas tell me that I put witchcraft on them, but it's not that I put witchcraft on you. You have to come to me correct. So if you want to come between these legs and you don't come to me correct, you're gonna suffer the consequences. Like, come to me correct, be honest and sincere. If it's just sex you want, tell me that. But if it's love that you want, tell me that too. It's all about communication. But you know why a lot of you men out there carry a lot of demons with you and insecurities, is because you guys don't know how to tap into your emotions. You guys need to tap into them and see where you are, be honest and secure, because you shouldn't be out here sleeping with women, because a lot of us women, we have energy. And when you keep doing that stuff, it comes on to you. You know what I mean? That's when, if you're insecure man, it captures you. Like, I can explain. Like, there's just energy that will capture you and trigger all your insecurities. And then you'll be like, I can't breathe, or I can't do this, or, because it's like your body's trying to tell you that you shouldn't be out here just sleeping with women like that, because that's how you catch energy. Like, the energy is real. And when you're not being honest and sincere, and you're trying to like be respectful to her and all that stuff, that's when all the starts happening, you know? The crazy stuff starts happening. Don't fuck with precious pum pum, you know? That type of pum pum will fuck up your life. Just be careful who you sleep with, guys. Like, for real. Like, energy is a serious thing, you know? Especially when somebody's a good person and at heart and protected and all this stuff. And when you start getting into that stuff, and you start being disrespectful and you want to start fucking shit up, trust me, your life will never be the same. I'm actually happier. My skin's glowing. I glow when I'm by myself. You know, I look different. But when I'm around a lot of people, you guys notice that I start to look different. My face changes. It's because, like, it's the energy around me. It's just like it's sucking out all my energy. And when people come around you, they say be careful who you hang out with, because those people, and what do they call them? Energy bloodsuckers? Those things exist, eh? People like that exist. They will suck out your energy and you won't even realize it and see it. And that's when you realize that your face is looking different, your body looks drained, your skin's hitting a little different. Be careful, because there's people out there that are energy bloodsuckers. Because they know that you're a happy person, you go do your thing. You just live life, you focus on yourself, you don't mind nobody's business. Because that's what I do. I drink what and mind my business. When you do that, people want to come around you. They want to just come around you and just suck out the energy. Okay? And when you let them in and you allow them to do that, you start to feel drained. You start to feel different. Your personality changes. You wonder why you start talking shit about people. You wonder why you start doing certain things. Like, your appearance starts to look ugly, just like the people you're around. Because I'm sensitive like that. Like, I'm an empath like that. Like, I take in the energy around me, and sometimes that becomes my personality, especially when it's toxic, you know? But I've learned that about myself. That's why I keep to myself. And when I keep to myself, my energy is brighter. I'm lighter. I shine. My skin shines. Everything shines. My body looks good. I haven't even been to the gym and I feel like my body looks good. I like my body. I'm confident. But anyway, the moral to the story is just keep your energy to yourself. You know, especially when you know you're a good person. You'll see a difference once you start dropping people left, right, and center. You notice that you're at peace. Peace. Because that's where I'm at. Ever since I left that atmosphere, ever since I started loving on myself, I started continued loving, spreading love to people and just showing love to people who are secure. I've noticed that I've attracted more secure people, more people with good energy around me. Like, even though I have nobody around me, I have like maybe 1-2 people, but I've noticed that I've been attracting goodness. I've been attracting money, love, finances, like just natural things, you know? And it's like, I don't tell nobody, but it come in my life because I'm truly blessed. People like me just need to wake up. So if you're out there suffering, living a life where you notice that everyone's dark, everyone's just always trying to attack you spiritually and just look down upon you, and they'll start saying, once you start minding your business, let me tell you, when you start minding your business and doing your own thing, people will start to attack you. I'm telling you, you're gonna get spiritual attacks. Like, people will be like, you think you're better than us? You think you're this? Yeah, I heard this and this and that about you. They're gonna do all of that just to get you. But when you say, okay, you know what? Thank you for what you've said. Thank you for what you've learned today. I hope you have a nice day. Don't give no energy back. Because once you do that, they're like, oh, she doesn't care. Who does she think she is? She doesn't care. Because I don't care. And when you don't care, nobody can ever take your energy away from you. Nobody can take who you are away from you, because at the end of the day, you know yourself more than anybody. Like, I live my life like, you learned that about me? Nice. You think I'm a hoe? Nice. You think I'm this and that? Nice. And once you don't care, people get even more angry. They're like, damn, this girl's strong as hell. Like, why doesn't nothing phase her? Nothing doesn't phase me, because at the end of the day, we're all gonna die. We're all gonna, like, I'm not gonna die known as like the girl who's a prostitute, the girl who's this. Like, who cares? It's just a title. Like, I don't know. At the end of the day, nobody knows you more than you know yourself. Or if you're strong in yourself and you know yourself, anything that people say to you will never phase you. And that's the key to life. Just don't give a shit. You're not that special. And that's the thing. People are so egotistic. Like, oh my gosh, people care so much about me that they're talking shit. Why do you care? Who cares what people think? If you're 600,000 pounds, if you're like, nobody matters. A lot of the time, people are just projecting because they're insecure. So just live your freaking life. Like, at the end of the day, nothing matters. Everyone's going to the grave. Who cares if you've gained weight, you're chubby, or you're thick? A lot of the times, girls, let me tell you a secret. Men like thick girls. It's just the truth. All these skinny girls, or these girls that are in shape, okay, yeah, you're in shape. But at the end of the day, let me tell you, those girls that are in shape, a lot of them don't have personalities, or a lot of them are lacking stuff. Like, just because you look a certain way does not mean that your mental is correct. Does not mean that you carry a good energy with you. It doesn't mean that you carry a good vibe with you. If you have both, by all means, you're blessed. You know, you have good mental, you have a good body. blessed. Okay, don't get me wrong. I want to tell you guys, looks and appearance are anything. You guys got to look at people internally. You got to look at their mind. How do they communicate? How do they talk? How do they tap into things? Like, what are they doing that brings them light and love and energy? Try to figure out that. A weak masculine energy only looks at the physical and doesn't look at the internal. And then you wonder why, oh, why is she crazy? You should have tapped into that before looking at her physical. It's all a delusion, illusion. You know? Honestly, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Self-love is key. Love on yourself, care on yourself. Mental health is important at this very moment. Like, that's the main thing. Be happy, live your life. Thank you guys for watching, and if you guys didn't want me to talk about anything else, want to get to know me, just let me know and I can talk about those things. I know this video was pretty scattered, but I felt like there was a lot of messages that I need to talk about and tap into. So have a nice day. Bye.